Welcome to one of the worst weeks in GTA Online with some of the worst bonuses we've ever seen. Seriously, they're incredibly bad. But the good news is we do have some awesome discounts this week. So today I'm going to show you 4 things you need to buy this week and take advantage of these insane deals. This update runs from July 24th to July 31st. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, consider subscribing, and let's dive in. Starting with the Bravado half track, which is 40% off this week, dropping its price from 2.2 to 1.3 or from 1.6 to $1 million with the trade price. The half track is a super underrated vehicle, and I actually talked about it recently on the channel. First off, it can be upgraded and customized, though there's really not anything you can change in either the MOC or the Avenger. The first upgrade that immediately catches your eye when you go to mod the half track is the armor plating, and I have to say, it's also the most useless one. That's because, as you can see, bullets still go through the sides even with armor plating, and on the front it actually blocks them. But if you remove the armor plating, you'll notice again, bullets still go through the sides, but the front still blocks them. That's because the front of the half track has been bugged for years and bullets just don't go through, even without a windshield. On top of that, you really don't want to have the armor plating equipped, because with it you can shoot from inside the vehicle or through explosives, which is a big limitation. When it comes to armor, the half track can take up to 14 homing missiles when you have a driver inside, and having a driver inside is more overpowered than it might seem. Let me explain. You can upgrade its weapon to a 20mm autocannon, which is insanely OP with crazy damage and an absurd damage. As you can see, I was able to blow up my Sparrow from so far away I couldn't even see it properly. And having a driver is super important and useful, especially in a public lobby. Even if people spam explosives at you, you won't fall off the turret or take any damage. Plus, you have protection from gunfire on the front side of the turret. So yeah, the half track can definitely be used in missions. It's strong because it completely blocks gunfire through the front windshield. But if you've got a friend with you, it's 10 times better. Not only does it block tons of explosions, but it also gives you a full shield in front of the vehicle. And one more thing, it can also be equipped with proximity mines. Next up, we've got the anti-aircraft trailer, also 40% off, dropping its price from 1.8 to $1.1 million or from 1.4 to $840k with the trade price. Once you buy it, you can call it through the interaction menu and it will show up attached to a Vapid Saddler, which you can detach and then hook up to other weaponized vehicles like an Insurgent Pickup Custom or a Night Shark. Since I'm playing solo and the anti-aircraft trailer counts as a personal vehicle, I can't really show you how it works in motion. I thought I could pull it with a Pegasus Insurgent, but that doesn't work either. The trailer will be stored inside your bunker, and that's also where you can customize it. You can add some liveries, change its color, and when it comes to weapons, it comes by default with machine guns, which are fine against unarmored vehicles, but you can upgrade it to either a homing missile battery or a dual 20mm flak cannon. Both are solid choices depending on what you're going for. The homing missiles are better for taking down aircraft, obviously thanks to the lock-on, and the flak cannon is way better for ground vehicles. It does insane damage. I tested it against an Insurgent Pickup Custom and even a Reno tank from Pegasus. Sure, they survive fewer explosions since they're not upgraded and doesn't even have a driver, but this thing blew them with just one shot. Most armored vehicles will go down in 1 or 2 hits, which is kinda nuts. Overall, it's super fun to use and can be effective in PvP if you know how to use it. But it really only makes sense if you've got at least one friend to help out. Or even better, if you've got a full team. One person driving, one on the main vehicle's weapon, and another on the trailer. It might be worth it, it might not, but for the price, it's definitely something to consider. Moving on to a helicopter now, we've got the legendary Buzzard, also 40% off, dropping $700,000, putting it at just over $1 million. The Buzzard is originally a Pegasus vehicle, so if you're a beginner and don't have a hangar yet, it's still a great option. But if you want to turn it into a personal vehicle, you'll need to take it to your hangar. Once you've done that, you can call it through your interaction menu and also your CEO vehicles menu, which normally will cost $25,000, but then becomes completely free. Not only that, but from your CEO vehicle menu, it spawns instantly just like the Sparrow and very close to you, which is honestly amazing. So if you make it a personal vehicle, you'll be able to call it through Pegasus, your CEO interaction menu, and the regular interaction menu personal aircraft. That means you could have up to 3 Buzzard actives at once. I recommend always calling it through the interaction menu, it's free and it spawns super close with no repair fees. In terms of armor, the Buzzard is actually more resistant to bullets than the Sparrow and takes a bit more damage overall, but like most small helicopters, it can survive any explosions. Performance wise, it's great, with a top speed of around 145 miles per hour, which is just 20 something miles per hour slower than the Sparrow. The handling is also fantastic. I genuinely love how the Buzzard flies. It's very maneuverable, even at high speeds, you can pull off sharp turns with ease, and since it's a pretty small chopper, it fits into tight spaces. As for its weaponry, it comes equipped with strong machine guns that have an insane fire rate, but they're a bit tricky to use effectively. You can also get homing and non-homing missiles, which are solid with relatively good tracking compared to other helicopters. Just keep in mind that, like many planes, there's a 4-second cooldown between each pair of missiles you fire. The Buzzard is just an incredible attack chopper, and at this price you really can't go wrong. You need to buy this. And finally, we've got the Grotti Italy GTO Stinger TT, also 40% off, dropping its absurd price from $2.3 million down to $1.4 million. This car can be upgraded with HSW performance upgrades through the LS car meet, which if I'm not mistaken costs an additional $1.4 million. Customization wise, there's actually a good amount of stuff you can do. Lots of cool options, it's a really fun car to customize, you can get creative with it. Additionally, you can also equip IMANI tech upgrades through the agency's vehicle workshop. You can add the armor plating, which I highly recommend. It allows the car to tank up to 12 homing missiles or 4 RPGs. You can also choose between the missile lock-on jammer or the remote control unit, but always go for the jammer, and it even supports slick proximity mines. So yeah, a ton of great stuff here, but as you can imagine, the final cost of this car adds up really fast. Unfortunately, it doesn't have bullet resistant windows, so it's not ideal for missions. But where this car really shines is crossing the map. That's because it's the second fastest car in the game with the HSW upgrade, reaching up to 168 miles per hour, just behind the Banshee GTS, which hits about 172 miles per hour. It's insanely fast, but sadly it doesn't have the best handling. The car feels heavy, which doesn't help with acceleration, tight corners or even braking. It's a bit of a handful at high speeds. So yeah, it's a really solid car thanks to all of those IMANI tech options and the crazy top speed, but besides that, it's kind of hard to defend its overall driving performance. Still, it's kind of insane that the second fastest car in the game is basically immortal in public lobbies. With that armor and missile lock-on jammer, it's really hard to take down. If you were driving something like the Banshee GTS, even with the jammer, one missile hit and you're done. But this, you can survive a ton. So if you've got the money, I absolutely recommend this car. Not cheap at all, but yeah, worth it. Now let's move on to the weekly recap, and this week is just absolute trash. Starting with the new content, we've got the brand new Cayo Perico Motor Wars, which is an adversary mode. Haven't tried it yet, it sounds fun, but let's be real, it would have been way cooler if we've got a Cayo Perico Heist Panther statue bonus instead. As for money bonuses, we got double money in RP on the new adversary mode, which is 4 times money in RP on that mode for GTA Plus members. Plus we've got triple money in RP on buried stashes and treasured chests, which is amazing. The LS car meet prize right this week is the Karin Sultan Classic, and all you need to do is place top 4 in any LS car meet race for 4 days in a row. Easy. On the test track, we've got the Classy Tulip, the Vapid Bullet, and the Dinka Verus. The podium vehicle this week is the Grandeur 3600 LX. Definitely recommend trying your luck, it's a solid IMANI tech vehicle. At the gun van this week, we've got the military rifle, the compact EMP launcher 40% off for GTA Plus members, the service carbine 50% off, the compact grenade launcher, the machine gun, and pool Q. And for throwables, we got pipe bombs, proximity mines, and molotovs. This week's regular time trial is Vinewood Hills, and the HSW time trial is North Chumash. The FIB priority file this week is the Black Box file, paying $310,000. Over at the salvage yard, we've got the Phantom FR36 by completing the Gangbanger robbery, the Ocelot Swinger by completing the Dagon robbery, and the Dubachi Wagner by completing the Podium robbery, and once again, none of them are claimable. Classic. At Siemens dealership, we've got the Grotti GT500, the Vapid Hustler, the Vapid Blade, the Dubachi JB700, and the LCC Innovation. And finally, over at Luxury Autos, we have the Firebolt ASP and the Impaler LX. And that's it for this video and for this week in GT Online. Hope you enjoyed it. Another week to spend money, not make money, but hey, we've got hope next week will be better. If you liked the video, drop a like, consider subscribing, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.